or something on. I don't like that. That's too bright. Trying to figure out this light. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys. Give me 1 second here. Sorry. I think I have a filter on. I didn't mean to put a filter on. I look funny. I think I look funny. I don't like it, but I'm not going to hop off now to fix it. So y'all just going to have to put up with me having a filter on. It does that sometimes when I try to put my topic in there. Sorry, for some reason my tripod and my light are all wonky and I don't know what happened. They weren't like that last week. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I just don't like that. Sorry guys, I gotta readjust. I just don't like that at all. I don't like filters. Ugh. Anyway, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I guess I'll just have to like it or lump it or get off and get back on. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Clifford from... If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Clifford from South Texas. Welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that so much. If you guys can like the live, that would be very, very helpful. I'm running a little late tonight. I've been early and I've been running a little late. Is it Lori, upstate New York? Welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Maybe if I see all my crap back there. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. I'm going to turn this. I don't know what happened to my light. It got wonky on me. And it wasn't like that a week ago. So anyway. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that too. I can't get my tripod right. Sorry, guys. Mostly because I just have crap back there. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Anybody else want to talk to me? I just hate this filter. If I knew you would all come back, I would hop off and get back on and fix it, but I'm afraid y'all wouldn't hop back on. I don't like it. It looks weird. Lois from California, welcome. Rhode Island. What was your name, Rhode Island? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I was going to try and let a few more people hop on. Rambone, 25. Okay, you don't have a name? Okay. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the badges. I appreciate that so much. And I apologize if you hear background noise. I have my window open because it's always like 90 degrees in here, especially if it's been a warmer day. And so kids are playing outside my apartment building. So sorry. I have to have a window open or it's like suffocating in here. Dave, welcome. Good evening. Is it Dennis? Dennis, where are you from? Thank you for the badge. Jack, Alabama. Jack from Alabama. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Okay, it looks like we've got a bunch hopped on. So I'm going to get started. This is where I'll lose everyone. from Indiana. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Looks like Marie's in the house. Is it warm in South Dakota? It was today. It was like, gosh, what did we hit? Like 48 or 9. I don't know. It's supposed to be 70 sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow, the next day. I don't know. 38 or 9. I don't know. It's supposed to be 70 sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow, the next day. I don't know. I'm horrible about keeping track of the weather. I just know when I pray, like today it was awful. It was miserable at my second job because when we get rain, I don't always get to use the golf cart. So it was like, get the golf cart out, hurry up and run this over to this cabin, and then hurry up and put the golf cart away so everything didn't get all wet. So, am I Native American? No, I am not. Hi, Marie. Welcome. Glad to have you back. Okay, guys. Well, it looks like we've got some pretty good numbers, so I'm just going to get started. If you're not familiar, will I be in a relationship with Rich? I don't know. I am psychic, but I don't think I've tapped into all of those abilities yet. And so I am a medium, but I don't do any of that online here. Thanks for the badge, Marie. I appreciate it. So like I said, if you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Kathy, hi, how are you? Glad to see you back. So tonight's first I new here. You're not familiar with my page, my channel, whatever it's called. I started my TikTok, and if you have been here a million times, I apologize. But so I started my TikTok a year ago this month. I did that because on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. Thank you for the follow, Ron. I appreciate that, and the badge. And after my husband passed, that's when I discovered that I had these abilities. And I now talk to my guides, and I'm now medium, and I can channel the other side. And this is where I'll lose everyone. Sorry, I had something in my mouth. And so if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from, by the way. And so my guides breadcrumbed me to my purpose, which is that I had to go through all of the loss and trauma that I've went through in my life, so I could help other people. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm on all of my socials. I'm here to help people with loss, and so my community is your community. I only have 2 rules when you're here with me. The first one is just to be kind. Please, I just ask you to be kind. And if you can't do that, just hop off and keep scrolling. And the other one is we absolutely do not talk politics here. It's not one thing, one side or the other. It's just the fact that that's not what we talk about here. There's a million other pages you can talk about that. We talk about healing and loss. And if you're lonely and you need some place to go to talk, welcome to my community. That's what this is for. My community is your community. So we're not shy here. You're never interrupting me. So you can always chime in. Just know that I'm hardly ever get, I shouldn't say hardly ever. A lot of times I don't get your comments. So if you feel like your comment's not coming through and it's really important, please message me after. They let all the troll comments come through, but sometimes not regular comments. I'm Ron in Chicago. Welcome, Ron. Glad to have you. Have you been on here before? Your picture looks familiar. Donna, thank you for the follow. Okay, we're going to disregard that comment. Missing your lovely bride, Clifford. Yes, that's right. I am so sorry. Let's see. Oh, and just one more thing. I'm, hey, I'm up for a little humor. It's been a long day. Thank you for the badge. I am where I am on my journey. You are where you are in your journey. And obviously, none of us are going to agree on everything. So I just ask that we agree to disagree here. So if I say something and you disagree with that, that's okay. I'm okay with that. But if you're not okay with that, just hop off and keep scrolling. That's it. Jack, thank you for the follow. Hi, I'm Elena. I am developing Medium 2 and wanted to see what you suggest I do to practice more. Okay, well, I guess the biggest thing is just do it, right? Get with your friends, get with your family. I don't have that luxury. I don't have a lot of contact to do that. But that's what I would suggest. Just, ask everybody and anybody. And you can message me after too, and we can talk about it, further detail. I just got done. I went to a Spirit Expo this weekend and it was amazing. I loved it. So tonight's topic, if you're still here with me and I haven't lost you after all of that, tonight's topic is faith. And I want to tell you, and there's my cat right on schedule. If you're a regular here, there's my cat. Okay, thank you. I would love to connect after. No problem. Just message me. I do get tired sometimes by the time I'm done. So if I don't respond tonight, just know I'll respond sometime tomorrow. But I'll try tonight if you message me tonight. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And there's my cat, like I said, right on schedule. So I have to tell you this. So if you're not familiar with my page and how this works, I get my topic from my guides, right? And so I was sitting here and my day kept going, and I was busy most of the day. And so it was like pushing, 6:30 after 6:30. And I was like, okay. And I was telling my guide, I'm like, okay, I need to know what I'm supposed to talk about tonight. You need to tell me what I'm going to talk about tonight, right? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And I heard faith. Okay. Well, I was talking to somebody earlier about faith, and they had asked me if I had faith that it was all going to work out. And they said, be honest. And I said, I've always had faith my whole life. And if you're not familiar with me or my story, this for the last year and a half since my husband passed, my husband checked out on me after 32 years. This has been the hardest year and a half of my life, literally. I'm 50 years old, and life's been hard. I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway, and so they said, be honest, right? And I said, well, I have faith. I always have faith, but I'm not going to lie and say that, I'm not struggling with that. I've been struggling off and on with my faith for the last year and a half. And anyway, I'm sorry. I was trying to get my train of thought here. So my guide said, faith, you're going to talk about faith. And sometimes they just give me a topic and they say, go on. And I have to figure it out on my own. It's hard. I've lost 2 to cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry. And so I said to my guide, okay, are you going to give me something to go on tonight? Or am I just on my own to talk about faith? I said, what am I supposed to talk about with faith? Right. And so I have to tell you, so by this time, I just happened to look up, and my clock hit 6:45 and my battery is at 45%. So if you're new here and you're not familiar with me, I'm huge into angel numbers, and I believe things have meaning, and they are sending us messages all the time. People just aren't awake enough to see them or realize them most of the time. And so I'm like, 6:45, 45 means something. So I get on my Google and I look up what does angel number 45 mean? And it said, trust that the divine has a plan and snay. There's meaning to that too. I didn't just say that for a reason. Anyway, trust that the divine has a plan and stay connected to your faith and your higher purpose. Okay, first of all, I'm here because of my higher purpose, right? They've step by step given me crumbs to my purpose, and I have had visions of what my future will bring. They're not telling me everything, just little bits and pieces. But so being on here is part of my higher purpose of being here, right? To help other people to get through their loss, because I've had loss, right? And so when I saw 6:45, like I said, and then my phone was at 45%, I'm like, that definitely has meaning. And so if you're just hopping on, I'm going to read that one more time. So I was like, that has meaning. So I looked up what angel number 45 means, and it said, trust that the divine has a plan and stay connected to your faith and your higher purpose. So right there, so that was my guide saying, you're going to talk about faith tonight. You're going to talk about your struggles. You're going to talk about, because if you're new here, I'm the guinea pig for the whole world. They use me all the time to talk about my struggles in hopes that I can help you with yours. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. You talk to God for help. Yes, I call it divine source creator. I don't call it God if you're new here, just because I've been down a gazillion rabbit holes and there's a million gods. So which God are you referring to? You're welcome to use God. I would never tell anybody anything different. Like I said, you are on your journey where you are and I am on my journey where I am. So anyway, so that's what I got was trust the plan and stay connected to your faith. Right? And then the divine says, well, first I was supposed to tell me the divine doesn't know, right? Because like I said, I was just talking to somebody earlier about faith. And then when I said, what are we going to talk about? And then my guide said, we're going to talk about faith. And then I looked up the angel number because the 4545 came up and it says, stay connected to your faith. So for Clifford, that's a God thing, right? For me, that's a divine thing. Same thing. Creator thing. Same thing, right? And so my guide says, do you struggle with having faith? That was one of her questions, right? I think everybody struggles, right? At some point or another, we struggle to keep the faith. Yes. He is protected. I believe that. I do believe that. I do believe that, Daniel. Thank you for hopping on. You like the creator better. Okay. So anyway, so what I wanted to talk about just briefly is, so for years, at one point in my life, somebody said to me, they said, when you turn it over to the creator, so in other words, your problems, right? So you're going through something, you're going through a struggle, and you say, okay, creator, I have this issue, right? I have this problem. And you say, I'm trusting that it's all going to work out. I'm turning it over to you. Do you take it back? That's the question, right? And that's what somebody asked me once in my life. They said, do you take it back or do you just leave it, right? And I don't know about you, but there's been many times in my life, and I've always had a very strong faith. Well, I shouldn't say always. In 1994, I lost a child. I had a stillborn. And that's when my faith became the strongest. And ever since then, I've had faith, lots and lots of faith. And I've always depended on the Creator. He's always been there to take care of me and my family. And like I tell people, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. He's always taken care of us. There's times that, maybe we didn't get what we wanted, but we always got what we needed, right? Thanks for the badge, Daniel. I appreciate that. And so I'm putting the question out there to you. Do you struggle with your faith? And when you turn it over to the Creator, do you struggle to take that back, or do you just hand it over and go, okay, I have complete faith that you're going to work it out? Or do you take that back? Anybody want to talk to me tonight? Anybody? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Anybody? Nobody wants to talk to me tonight, or am I not seeing comments again? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Oh, surely somebody wants to talk to me tonight. You leave it out there, Clifford? Okay. That's good. That's good. And I've been doing really, really well. So like I told you, so this has been the hardest year and a half of my life, right? You left your faith. I left my faith. Okay. Melanie from Utah, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the badge. Lori, do you want to expand on that? Are you saying you don't have any faith at all, or you just left your faith as far as in religion? Because so let me explain. So I have faith. I believe in the Creator, but I don't necessarily believe anymore in religion. Oh, thank you. And I won't go into that, but that's your right. I mean, if you all believe in religion, that's fine. But I believe there's a difference between religion and having that one-on-one relationship with the Creator. That's just my belief. Like I said, my page, my belief. I'm not forcing anybody to believe that. But did you want to expand on that, Lori? What you said? God, I have this stupid filter on somehow and I don't like it. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So Melanie, you're just hopping on from Utah. So tonight we're talking about faith. And you agree with that, Clifford? Okay. That's good. I mean, it's not really, it's good or bad, right? Like I said, you have a right to believe whatever you choose to believe. I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe. I'm just sharing mine. But Melanie, so if you're still here, we're talking about faith tonight. And the question is, I get my topic from my guides. If you're not familiar, I'm a medium and I talk to the other side. And my guide posed the question, do you struggle with having faith? And then if you have a problem or an issue and you turn it over to God, Creator, Source, whatever you call it, do you struggle to take that problem back? Or do you just have blind faith that God, Creator, Source is going to take care of everything? That's the question that we're talking about right at the moment. We're not shy here, so you guys can interrupt me anytime. Anybody else want to talk? Or it's going to be a short live tonight. Or I'm not seeing your comments. It's hard to know which. I lost 7 immediate family members in 3 years' time. Okay. So are you saying you lost faith because you lost them? Is that what you're saying? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. I'm just going to give you my insight on that. So this, like I said, my page, my opinion, you don't have to agree with me. And I don't know if this is even where I could be way off here. Okay. Let me expand on that. So first of all, I believe that we all sign a soul contract. Well, let's back up for a second. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that everybody goes when it's their time to go? I mean, when it's their time to go, they just go, right? Do you believe that still? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yes, so you believe that. Okay, so let me pose this question to you. And maybe not so much a question. So I believe that before we come here, we sign a soul contract. Same kind of principle, right? You sign a soul contract. I believe you know what your purpose is, your mission is here, but then you get amnesia, and then that's when we we go through life struggles because we learn, and that's how we learn. But then you get amnesia, and then that's when we go through life struggles because we learn. And that's how we learn our lessons, right? I think of life as a big school, okay? Thank you for the heart me. Did I miss that? Brad from Indiana, welcome. There's your heart, Jim. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. Guys, if you can hit the likes a couple more times, though, that would be amazing. That really helps me out. And it shows the TikTok that you're not a bot. But what I was saying is, and so those people are meant to go when they're meant to go. Okay. And so having faith or having religion or having any of that is totally irrelevant and separate from that issue. Okay. knowing what I know now, since I'm a medium and I can talk to the other side, when their time to go is time to go. And so here's the thing. So my husband was in the hospital for 88 days, a year prior to him checking out on me. Okay. You have 5 chances, or 5, what they would call 5 outs, right? When it's your time to go. My husband could have left me when he was in the hospital, and he chose not to because he knew at that time my heart wasn't ready. Now, is your heart ever ready? No. And I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm going to bring it back. Just sit with me a second. So here's the thing. So he could have checked out on me then. That was one of his outs, right? Instead, he went through everything that he had to go through. And then a year and a half late, not even a half, but a little over a year later. Oh yeah, I guess it was a year and a half. Year and a half later, he checked out, right? He unalived himself. Okay. I still believe, after knowing what I know now, because I know things and I haven't put everything out there, but if you're not familiar with my story, I have videos on it where I go into a little bit more, but I believe it was my husband's time. Okay. I just believe when your time is up, your time is up, period. That's just the way it goes. Yes, also for me, life through monkey wrench, but true, when your number is called, it's time to go. Exactly. And like I was saying, and welcome, how are you, Miguel? So that's the thing, is that your faith, and I'm not telling you what to do. Are you still with me, Lori? I hope I didn't lose you in all of that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Your faith should not be connected to somebody else's life. Let's call it a plan, for a lack of better words at the moment, right? Their soul contract. Their soul contract was up. Their soul contract was up. Okay? Does that make sense? And I don't know if I even touched on what you just said, but I hope that helped. But let me tell you, they're all in a better place, right? When I have people from the other side come through to me, most of the time they come through because they want you to know that they're in a better place. They're fine. They're happy. They don't want you to grieve for them. We grieve for us. And I just learned this weekend, it isn't so much about the physical. It is the physical, but it's their physical energy that we grieve, right? Because we're all made of energy, if you're not aware of that. And so when you get like a bad feeling from somebody, and I know I'm a squirreler, what my husband and I used to say, squirrel, get off on a tangent. You have some compassion. Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that for me real quick? But what I'm saying is, if I didn't just lose my train of thought, is that they're happy. And so since we're made of energy, and when other people are around us, like when you get a bad feeling about somebody, is what I was saying, it's because their energy doesn't flow with your energy, right? Or when you're married to somebody and you're used to, like me, I was used to my husband's energy of being around me for 32 years. I got used to that energy, right? So it's not so much that I miss his energy, okay? But they're still with us. They're just, like I said, if you weren't on last night, which I don't think you were, because I think you're new here, on the other side, I say they're on the other side of a veil, right? So when you have a sheer curtain, basically that's how thin it is. It is so very thin between us and them. And certain times of the year, it's even thinner than that. And they're always with you. My grandma has been on vacation for 30 plus, and yet she never left. So well spoken. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. She is yes, Clifford, she is so with you. Right there with you. And like I talk about all the time, is that they, like I said, they don't want us to grieve them. And I was talking to a lady on here last night about how she didn't feel like she was getting signs from her loved one, or wasn't feeling them. And I'm just going to let you know this too. I miss my mom. It's been 30 years. I'm so sorry about your mom. But know she's with you, right? Let me grab a drink real quick, guys. So here's the thing. They're with you. And I'm sorry, I apologize, guys, especially when I'm tired, I lose my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Oh, the lady I was talking to last night on my live was saying, I don't see signs and I don't feel them around me. If you are heavy grieving somebody, they will back away. I'm just letting you know that right now. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Do you have a name, by the way, and where are you from? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. They will back away from you because here's the thing, is that they want you to be happy, okay? And so if you're sitting there having memories of them, they want you to be happy and think of them in happy thoughts, right? And so if you're sitting there and you're sitting and you're dwelling on their loss constantly, because when you're thinking of them, that's when they're with you, they will back away because they don't want you unhappy. They don't want you to be sad. So they think if they back away and they're not there, their presence isn't there, and you're not thinking of them all the time, then you'll be happy again. Okay? So they don't want you to be unhappy. Thank you for the follow. Do you have a name and where are you from? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the badge also. I appreciate that. And did you already tell me your name and where you were from? So yeah, so like I said, they don't want you to be unhappy because generally they're, like I said, when you have a random thought of them, random memory, you're sitting in the car and suddenly they come to you, that's when they're right there with you. And so they will back away because if you start to get sad every time you think of them, then they'll back away their presence and pull that energy back from you so you aren't sad. They don't want you sad. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And I know we kind of strayed, but I feel the conversation always goes where the conversation's supposed to go. So the bright, let's see if I can read tonight, Miguel. The bright star in the sky always shines on me. 100%, Miss Renee. Oh, thank you. Thanks for your sharing. I'm going to bed soon. Well, thank you for hopping on, Clifford. I missed your presence. I hope you get on again soon. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I just dropped. Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing. Dory, is it Dory or Doris from Indiana? Because your thing says Doris, but then it says Dory. I wonder if it was a typo. Either way, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate that. Does anybody else have anything else they want to ask me or want to talk about? Dory. Okay. I wasn't sure because it says Doris on your thing. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I didn't want to say it wrong. So if you're just hopping on and you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Tonight we're talking about faith. And if you're just hopping on and missed the beginning, so what I was talking about with that faith is, so I ask my guide every night, okay, what do you want me to talk about? Because she usually gives me the topic for the night, right? And so I've been sitting here all afternoon and she wasn't giving me anything. And it was pushing 6:30, after 6:30, and I'm like, okay, my guide's name is Aquafil. And I was like, Aquafil, I need my topic for the night so I can figure out what's going on. You're so very welcome, Lori. I hope I didn't offend you in any way. You're welcome to believe or not believe or whatever you want, but just know that they're in a better place. Sorry, who? Sorry, who are you asking? Who am I or who is my guide? Interesting topic, something to think about. Thank you for the inspiration. You're welcome. I helped. Okay, I hope so. Just keep coming back. My guide is Aquafil. I know it's a weird name, but it's her name. So anyway, so what I was saying is, so I was like, okay, I need a topic for the night if you're just hopping on. And so she said faith. And sometimes they just give me a topic and go on. and I have to figure out what I'm supposed to talk about. And other times they'll give me more information. It's a really long story. I'll get into it some other night. But so anyway, so I was like, okay, are you going to give me something to go on with this? Like, what part of faith or what am I supposed to talk about, right? Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And so she gave me faith, right? And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to talk about? And just at that moment, my phone said 6:45 and my battery life said 45%. If you're new here and you're not familiar, I'm huge into angel numbers. And so I'm like, okay, that definitely has meaning. And so I got on my Google and I was like, what does angel number 45 mean? And it led me to trust. And I was telling everybody that I was struggling with my faith earlier today. And so this is what I got. Trust that the divine has a plan. Stay connected to your faith and your higher purpose. And I'm here because of my purpose. So if you don't think that the divine is listening to you, I don't know what more proof you need. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. I am a medium. I do talk to the other side. I'm going to get into that just briefly. If anybody else has something else to talk about or want to say, just pipe in. Like I said, we're not shy here. You're never interrupting me. My community is your community, as long as you're kind to me and everyone else. So real quick, I have to plug myself. Otherwise, my guide gets upset with me. Question: does your guide talk to you about dreams? Opinion, please. No, at least not never yet, really. But I'm sure you could ask, right? My name is Kathy and I'm from Connecticut. Welcome, Kathy. Glad to have you here. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So my shameless plug real quick is I have a YouTube channel also. So if you're not over there and subscribed, I would love if you'd be a subscriber. It's under Scorpio Medium. And if you go into my bio, I have 2 emails there and I have 2 emails over here on my bio. And those are Scorpio Medium 74 at Yahoo and at Gmail. So if you would like to set up book a channeling session with me to channel somebody from the other side, you can do that through my email. That's how you would do that. So that's my shameless plug for the night. I think that's pretty much it. Does anybody else have a question? But no, Miguel, I haven't really talked to her about dreams. It's an interesting question though. So I have another guy. I'll just say this. So I have another follower who I met through TikTok who has been talking to his guides longer. And so he kind of mentors me when I have a question and I'm not sure about something. So I message him and then he, helps me out. And he actually is the one that told me the name of my guide because I never got that. Sorry, my nose always itches when I'm on a live. Never fails. My grandma would say somebody's talking about me. I hope it's good. Usually isn't. And that's fine. No disrespect, but I will leave that for homework. Thank you. Okay. Not a problem. I'm going to grab another drink. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. So does anybody else have anything they want to talk about with faith or anything else for that matter? My page is we talk about loss. And if you're lonely and you just need somebody to vent to, we're here for that too. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Anybody? Hello? Anybody else want to talk to me? Hopefully all my comments are coming through. They don't always like to let my comments come through. Was in South Dakota recently. Okay. That's cool. What part of South Dakota? And do you have a name and where are you from? Sorry guys, and no, I don't drink Tito's. I don't drink alcohol because I channel and I don't want to go there. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody? If you hear noises, it's my daughter and my grandson in the other room. Sounds like my dog's not minding. And my dog. North Carolina coast, welcome. And I assume you're a medium. Boy, I can't talk tonight. And actually, I've been doing really well. I assume you're a medium as well. Is it Tara? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yes, well, welcome. I would love to pick your brain sometime. I'm fairly new, about a year, a little over a year. Columbia, South Carolina. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Hi from Oklahoma. Welcome. Is it Robbie? How long have you known you're a medium, Tara? Do you mind me asking? Yes. Okay. Georgia. Is it Juanita? Welcome. Glad to have you here. No one knows you here. Okay. Is it John? Yes, Juanita. Okay. Glad to have you here. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Let me back up because I was going to read that comment. I knew I was missing something. Sioux Falls purchased a vehicle from Billion Nissan from Montgomery, Alabama. Wow, did you come all the way from Alabama to purchase a vehicle there? That's crazy. Or maybe it's not crazy. I don't know. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about tonight? So normally we talk, okay, you're in Minot, North Dakota. North Dakota, boy, somebody doesn't want me to talk suddenly. Always had it. I really started to accept it back in the 80s and my teens. Wow, that's crazy. So interesting history of South Dakota, lots of history. Sioux bucket list, 100. Okay, yeah. Oh, South Dakota's, there's a lot of history here for sure. That's amazing. I had dreams. So when I was like preteen, Miguel, you might be interested in this. It doesn't have to do with your question per se, but so I had dreams. When I was a preteen, I would have dreams that would just come true, right? And just nothing like extravagant, like just, I would just see like clips. I would just have like a really quick dream. For example, one morning, I just had a clip. It was just the quickest dream ever of three $20 bills. And then the next day I went to babysit, and I'm not going to go into the long story, but basically the three $20 bills, it was just the hand and the 20 and yeah. So I had dreams, and then everything kind of just went away. Over the years I have had visions. And some of them have come true. Some I'm still waiting on. 2.5 years prior to my husband's passing, I had a vision of my reaction the actual day that my husband passed 2.5 years later, but I didn't know what I was seeing. And so I kind of just stuffed it in the back of my brain later, but I didn't know what I was seeing. And so I kind of just stuffed it in the back of my brain until that day. So it was basically like me sitting up here in a cloud, and I was sitting down here in a chair in my mom's yard after my husband unalived himself, watching my reaction. And then it was like, oh my God, I saw this before, right? So yeah. And, obviously for the last, in a couple weeks, probably a couple months before my husband passed, I was hearing my guides, but I didn't know what was happening exactly until I came home, and then I was trying to figure out a way to heal myself, and I started to deep dive into meditation. And then the first message I ever got in meditation was, what heals you will heal others. And so then I just expanded on that. And then at first it started coming to me more of, I would get like pictures and I would have to put it together, kind of like Pictionary. Or I would get like chalkboard with words on it. Now I pretty much get my messages through, as far as from my guides, through songs. Anyway, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Tom from Indiana. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Does anybody else have any other questions or anything else they want to talk about? Anything you need to vent about? Anything? My page is your page. Don't be shy. Anyone? No? I hope I'm getting all the comments. It's so frustrating because I never know when I'm not getting all the comments, but they let the trolls comments come through, obviously. Always. Okay, guys. Well, while we're waiting to see if anybody else wants to talk to me, if you're not familiar with my page, my channel, whatever it's called, I'm usually here Sunday through Wednesday, between 7 8 o'clock Mountain Time, generally closer to 7 o'clock. Tonight it was about 7:15. I was running a little late. Do I like fishing? Yes, I love fishing, actually. And I don't need somebody to bait my hook or to take my fish off. I can do it all by myself. Thank you very much. Which now I have no choice because my husband is not here anymore. What do I want to talk about? Well, tonight we've been talking about faith, but my page is about loss and grief, and we talk about that and trauma and those kind of things. So have you had any losses recently, Tom? Any family members or friends that you want to talk about? Anybody? We talk about how to deal with that. I went fishing and caught a shark. Really? You're here. Welcome. Here, do you have a name and where are you from? That's something. So my husband always said, asked me if I would go deep sea fishing, whatever. And I'm like, that's just not something that's ever, I guess, lack of better words, tricked my trigger. Just not my thing. I really don't care to ever do that, to be honest. Oh, it was a toddler shark? Okay. I'm a trout girl. I like catching trout. We have a lot of rainbow trout here in South Dakota. They're very fun to catch if you've never caught one, by the way. She doesn't really come to me. Who's that, Tara? Will you elaborate? I apologize. My wife had a double lung transplant 2 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. How is she? Is she doing okay? Thank you for being a shoulder to just vent to, little sister. Catch you on the rebound. Aw, you're so welcome, Miguel. I hope you have a great night, okay? We'll talk soon. Sorry, lost my mom in 2023. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I think sometimes we struggle as mediums. I struggle to get information for myself. Now, I do hear my husband very well. Oh, I'm so glad, Tom. It may be filtering my comments. It was posted above. Yes, they do that. And here's the thing. I have all of my filters, Tara. I have all of them off because they're doing that. And I still only see a partial of my comments. It's so frustrating. Have you tried inviting her? I mean, what do you normally do? Like when you channel and that doesn't work, to pull her through, or you haven't tried, or just asking. Death of my mother, what wisdom do you have with grief? Well, I lost my husband after 32 years. He unalived himself, if you're not familiar with my story. And after I decided I was going to stay on this planet, because I had been with him since I was 16 years old, I didn't know what I was going to do. And so he didn't leave me in a great spot financially. And so therapy was out, and I'm the circle that doesn't fit in the square, the unique girl. And so I knew group therapy wasn't probably going to work for me. And so what I did was I deep dived into meditation and journaling. Journaling is a lifesaver if you've lost somebody and if you just need to figure out a way to step forward. Okay. Everybody told me just put one foot in front of the other, right? And that is so very true. One foot in front of the other. If you can get out into nature and journal, or even get out into nature and ground. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. A young man who was 19 years old was in the motorcycle accident and was brain dead. Okay. Actually, I won't go into that, but actually there's no such thing as brain dead. That's going to be coming out. I've researched that. It's because, yeah, I won't go into that tonight, but I'm glad that she's okay. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. But journaling was huge for me, and nature. If you can get out into nature, nature is so healing. Take hikes, go for a walk, walk by a lake. Water is very healing. Like I said, the ocean, lakes, any of that. It's all, nature is just so very healing. And thank you. Sorry to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then I discovered this is my purpose. This is why I'm here, is I had to go through everything I went through, exactly how I went through it, so I could help other people. So that's what I'm here for. So I hope you come back, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate that so very much. I hope to see you again. I'm here Sunday through Wednesday about 7 o'clock Mountain Time, between 7 and 8 o'clock. Sometimes a little before, sometimes a little after. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Terry. I appreciate that. I would love to talk to you, because I don't get a chance to talk to very many mediums to pick their brain. And I watch a lot of them on YouTube, but my gift is a little, I do things a little differently. A lot of times people get pictures, like when you watch Teresa Caputo, and she's like, well, that's my sign for that. I don't know. Things are different for me. And thank you for the badge. I appreciate that so very much. I actually just went to a Spirit Expo this weekend. It was amazing. And I connected with another medium, and I'm hoping, if my life calms down, I work 2 jobs. So I work 2 jobs, and I'm on here and I sleep. That's what I do. So I don't get a lot of downtime. And so hopefully one of these days I get to connect with her again also. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. What is a medium? A medium, I'm somebody who I connect with the other side. So I connect with people who have crossed over. Kim from Oklahoma, is that correct? Welcome, glad to have you here. Sorry guys, my phone's always yoo-hooing. Charlie from Massachusetts, welcome, glad to have you here. If you're not familiar with my page, like I said, I am on my journey where I am and you are where you are. So we agree to disagree here. And if you don't do that, then I just ask that you hop off and keep scrolling. I never tell anybody that they have to believe anything that they don't believe. We just have good discussion here, and we try to help people. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Does anybody else have anything else they would like to talk about? Any questions, anything like that? Sorry, I had my leg that way for way too long. Anybody? Any other questions? Okay, just real quick again, if you're just hopping on, if you're not familiar, I have a YouTube channel also. Oh, that's what I forgot to say. I forget things because I'm so tired by the time I get to my lives. I do have a YouTube channel. You'll find all my videos that I do here, over there. The only difference with my YouTube channel is that if you miss a live and you would like to catch it, I upload them over on my YouTube channel. And so if you ever miss a live and you want to see it, it's over there. And you can find my 2 emails in the bio here or over there. And if you would like to book a channeling session, I cannot talk tonight, with a loved one who's crossed over, you can email me and we can set that up. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. My BFF passed away unexpectedly a few years ago, and I miss him deeply. I understand. I lost my husband of 32 years a year and a half ago, and I lost my best friend. She was murdered. I gotta watch what I say here. Unalived in 1999, because I either get reported or they take me down. So I have to be very careful what I say. So I am really, really sorry for your loss. How are you dealing with it? Have you dealt with it or not dealt with it? That's the kind of things we talk about here normally. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Oh, thank you. Are you talking to me? I hope you're talking to me. Or are you talking to her? Either way, thank you. Is it Wendy? And where are you from, Wendy? If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Anybody? I'm getting close to pushing my hour mark, so if anybody else has anything, like I said, if you're just hopping on and you're not familiar, I'm usually here live Sunday through Wednesday between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to try and start going live over on my YouTube, maybe on Thursdays. I have a lot of people over there that aren't on TikTok, so we're going to see how that works. I didn't make it over there last week. And if you ever hop on between 7 and 8 o'clock and I'm not here Sunday through Wednesday, I'm either my daughter's backup babysitter and I have my grandson, so I'm on grandma duty, or sometimes I'm just exhausted. I work 2 jobs and I just can't. Sometimes something's got to give. I usually start my day between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. And like I said, I work 2 jobs and then I'm on here for an hour. And so it just makes for a really long day. And sometimes like I said, something's got to give. So does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Anybody? Okay, going once? Anyone? People who have passed in your dreams. Yes, they do come in your dreams. Is that a question or are you telling me? Yes, they do come in your dreams, especially when they first cross over. That's the easiest way for them to come to you. Is they come in your dreams. Actually, when my husband passed away, I couldn't wait to go to sleep to connect with him because I knew that I would be able to connect with him in my dreams. It's a question? Okay. Yes, they do. They will visit you in your dreams. And sometimes loved ones who have crossed over, they will wake you up in the wee hours between, like 3 and 5, sometimes earlier. Because they're trying to get your attention. If they've been trying to get your attention, the last time we talked, we said, I love you. Oh, I'm so glad. That's good, though. I'm so glad. Just know he's always with you, though. Okay, Kim? Just know he's always, anytime you're thinking of him randomly or otherwise, he's right there with you. So you can talk to him anytime. But yeah, they like to wake you up because sometimes they will send you signs and you're not catching it because we all think we're going to get a sign as big as a billboard and it doesn't work like that. They come in angel numbers, their birthday numbers, feathers, coins. My husband sends me coins. I just got a quarter today at work. He loves sending me coins. But yeah, so they send us little signs. And so sometimes if we're not picking up on those signs, they will come in a dream, or they will wake you up, because that's when your mind is kind of quiet and you're not distracted with the outside world, with your phone, the TV noise. It's quiet in the wee morning hours. And so they're like, I can get your attention. Okay, hold on, guys. I've been on long enough. I've got to put this puzzle piece together here. Sorry. After you're on for so long, I don't know if they are like, oh, you forgot. They make you put a puzzle piece together. You've never had a BFF like him? I understand. I get it. I totally get it. My girlfriend, that I have right now, she's been my friend since I moved here in 2004. And she's been my friend since I moved here in 2004. And between my husband being in the hospital when he was sick and my husband, between my husband being in the hospital when he was sick and my husband leaving me, she's been my godsend. Rose, I appreciate that so much. And the badge. Thank you so much. If you guys can hit that heart button too, that really helps. Appreciate that so much. And the badge. Thank you so much. If you guys can hit that heart button too, that really helps a lot. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. See, 808 so much. If you guys can hit that heart button too, that really helps a lot. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. See, 808. Angel number. I'm huge into angel numbers, guys. So, but they're always sending you signs. Like he might send you his birthday, or like I said, feathers, birds. It's not going to be a billboard, you know, just subtle things. And you did something fun. He still wants to be included. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And I just grab another drink, guys. Sorry, my throat gets dry. And it gets dry. Anybody else? Anybody else? Boy, I cannot talk. Have anything else they want to talk about? Anybody? Thank you for the follow. Is it Joseph? Where are you from, Joseph? Joseph? Where are you from, Joseph? Anybody have anything else they want to talk about or anything? Linda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Aurora, Illinois, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So tonight's topic, we were talking about faith, but I always believe the conversation goes where it's supposed to go. Hi from Texas. Welcome, Linda. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that so much. I am from South Dakota. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Thank you. Handicapper. DJ Play. Do you have a name? And where are you from? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Okay, guys, I'm pushing my hour mark. Does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Any other questions? Anybody? Okay, well, thank you for that. Charlie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. All right, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up then. Like I said, I'm here Sunday through Wednesday between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. And if you miss a live and you would like to check it out, you can go over to Scorpio Medium on YouTube. And I would love it if you'd subscribe. And you can always check out the lives over there. I upload them over there. And you can always find the videos that I have here over there. I'm just glad that you all hopped on tonight. I appreciate you all so very, very much for all of the likes, all your kindness, all of the follows. I appreciate that so, so much. And I hope you all have a great night. And remember to make tomorrow great because it's a choice. And I'm going to say until we meet again.